Hi, I'm Carol Owens, and this is Stockbridge Updates. You know, this morning I was writing the last column of 2025. And for more than 20 years, my last column was always about the holidays. Could be a bit of history, how we used to celebrate Christmas, for example, what the meaning of Hanukkah was, when the celebration of Christmas was foreboding. Or it could be cute things. How much it cost to buy gifts in 1909 versus 2025. But always there was a note of what the real meaning of the holidays were. And this year, I suggest you give yourself a special gift. And that gift is to be nice to other people. Something's happened in this country. It doesn't matter whether you're a Republican or a Democrat or you like Trump or you can't stand him. Everybody notices. We've changed. We're just a little bit meaner. Yeah, meaner. It's an interesting thing. And I tell you what, the gift to yourself is to be nice to other people. Be tolerant. Forgive them, whatever they just did. Or just forget about it. Overlook it this once. And go on smiling. And giving somebody a hail farewell or a hail well met. You know why it's a gift to you? You'll feel better. So in the holiday season, be nice. And you know what? I have two of the nicest people I know to introduce to you right now. So this is going to be my contribution, a really nice program. Joey Nejaime, Lily Nejaime, welcome. I'm so pleased to have you.
Thank you. We're so happy to be here.
Thank you. You know, Joey, I was thinking about, when I met Joey, he was a little guy. Little. And it was your parents I knew.
Right.
And your Aunt Caroline.
Yeah.
This family has been here for over 50 years, and I think it's 55 years. Does that sound right?
We came in 64.
I can't do the math.
Yeah, that puts us at almost 60 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, almost 60 years now. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Kindergarten was my introduction to Stockbridge.
I knew you were little.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember the first time I met your dad. You didn't have the wine and cheese store. You had a grocery store. Your dad had a grocery store. And it was on Main Street.
Yes.
And he would be in the store always.
Always. Yeah.
And when I walked in, he came down one of the aisles with his hand outstretched and introduced himself. And I thought, you know what? It's why people love Stockbridge. It's a community.
Yeah, that's where we grew up, cut our teeth, working in that business alongside our parents. It was kind of a lot for young people, but when you look back on it, it was also really good training for.
It was wonderful, and it was kind of old country.
Yeah,
where the families all work together. The kids, 3 generations. Now, Lily, you're the 3rd generation.
Yes.
Well, your message to be nice to, there was a beautiful message, and it's something that makes all of your work that much better. I mean, I can't say that haven't missed the mark once or twice or more.
We all do.
But it just makes your whole work life and everything else that much better if you don't stress and you remember to just to be nice.
I liked what you said. It's a gift to yourself. You'll feel better.
That's right.
Yeah.
It is. And you know what? what you see coming back to you will make you feel good too. You'll see smiles coming your way.
You're right.
You'll see somebody wanting to greet you instead of shying away wondering, uh-oh,
Right.
what now?
And my grandfather led with that when he introduced himself to you.
Yeah, and I will never, ever, ever forget it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was, more than a half a century ago.
And it wasn't just reserved for customers. It was, for neighbors, for whatever environment you were in. You just being that way went so much further, and it just you either you believe it. You have to live it. Again, not flawlessly, but anyway,
Right. You have to
feel
also
good.
forgive yourself
Right.
if you make
About
a
it.
mistake.
Yeah.
This might tear me up, but I just have to tell you this. I have an annual holiday party, and your dad and mom came, and he made hummus for me.
Right. Yeah.
And it turned out to be Marilyn. Your mom told me it was the last time you ever made it.
Oh.
And I was thinking, oh my God, how do I save it forever? But you have to eat it.
It goes pretty fast too. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it goes immediately. It was so good. There was something about it that was especially good.
Yeah.
The closest you'll get to that is what we sell in the store. The hummus we have is really good. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
It kind of connects. Being nice to other people, being aware of them, giving them a break. We used to call it a mulligan. Connects so easily and in such an important way to community building. And I was thinking, you're a generation, three generations in this community, and I was thinking back on all you brought to the community. I mean, your stores have enriched the community. But you did so much more than that. I remember one woman saying, oh, thank goodness for Marilyn and Carolyn and their travel agency, because they're the only one. She was a woman, probably approaching my age at that time, who loved to travel. She was a widow, and so she wanted to travel alone. And your mom and aunt facilitated that.
Yeah, they really enjoyed that business. They ran it for approaching 30 years. This was starting in about 1982, and still people ask me about Mom and Aunt Carolyn, and reference how they booked travel through them and how much they enjoyed, because they gave all that service that travel agencies used to do.
It was never just business to your family.
Right.
It was always service.
Right.
And it was always knowing the customer. I couldn't remember a bottle of wine the last time I was in your store. He said, wait, I'll look it up.
Yeah.
And it wasn't on my list. And I said, well, let me tell you who recommended it. And you looked it up on that person and gave me the name of it. It's just those little things that come under the heading of service that make us feel that we're known, that we're recognized, and that we're all part of the same community.
Yeah.
Which brings me to something I told you I wanted to talk about. Do you remember when your mother and your aunt started? Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is they who started Christmas on Main Street all those years ago. Do you remember anything about it?
Oh, yes. I mean, they were very much, organizing it with help, with, other people in town who helped with that starting back then, including most notably the folks at the Red Lion Inn, the Fitzpatricks and their staff and people. And it was a huge success. And it wasn't meant to be done as a big money-making theme. It was to recreate the Norman Rockwell Christmas scene, and people just had a lot of fun doing it. On the first Sunday in December, it's still that was the 2 Sundays ago that it took place for, must be approaching 40 years now, 36 years maybe. I'm not sure.
A long time.
Yeah.
And I was telling Lily that it was the very first one, and Carolyn called me and said, "You're just up on the hill. You've got to get down here. There's nobody here."
Oh.
So believe me, it ended up being a rollicking success, but it took a minute.
Oh, it started more slowly than I remembered
Well,
then.
yeah,
Okay.
there were like 12 or 14 people there, but it was pretty terrific. And I think, actually, it was Marilyn and Carolyn's idea.
Entirely possible.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask Mom this afternoon when I see her if that was their brainchild.
You can
I
correct
think you
the
could be
record,
right.
but until
I think
you
you're right.
do, I always credit them.
We're going to go with that. Yeah.
We're going with that.
Yeah. Wow.
So now, Lily,
Yes.
what's it like to have all this handed to you?
Well, I'm very grateful. I'm grateful for the community and the, our loyal customers. But it's also a lot of work in a good way. I like to work hard, and I'm lucky to have a great team of employees at both of our stores that, we try to give the tools to serve the community the way we want to, and the way, to the standard that my grandfather started. So, it's a lot of work, but it's fun and it's gratifying, and getting to know our customers is, pretty much the best part. So, yeah.
Lily's very organized. She's raised that level, the structure, the management of 2 stores, Stockbridge and Lenox, in coordination with each other, and so that in itself is a great improvement. We see that all the time, and she's really she's been doing it since she was in her teens. So half her life she's been working,
not managing, but yes, working.
No, I mean she started that early, and in the last 5 years?
Yeah, 4 or 5 years.
As did you.
That was also the case, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
This is a complete aside before I have a question for Lily, but I just have to tell you that never in my whole life or any place else I ever lived did anybody make blueberry muffins as good as your dad made in that store when it was a grocery store. And I have missed those particular blueberry muffins ever since he closed that store and opened the wine cellar. So if you want to make blueberry muffins in the back of the liquor store, I'll buy them.
I like that idea.
Now, what I wanted to ask you is, did you learn through doing, like apprenticeship, or did you go to college? I
did go to college for marketing.
Oh, good.
And then I worked in Boston for a few years in a hotel, and that really kind of took me out of my comfort zone, but at the same time was along the same lines of, high quality service that I was brought up in. So that was a lot of fun, but definitely those tools I learned both at school and, out in Boston in a semi-different field, I've tried to bring back to the stores and here, to the Berkshires. So
now, see, this is wonderful for you. Mm-hmm. It provides a background, a foundation, a specific job. I mean, and so many in your generation don't have that, and are struggling a bit to get a footing. Tell us about that. What's doing with your generation?
I had a lot of, back and forth of should I come back and work at the stores? Will I be happy in the Berkshires specifically? Because it's, a little bit slower, a little bit quieter here. And I just wasn't sure whether or not I was ready for that. And the more time I'm here, the more I appreciate this small community. And, when I kind of always tell this little story, but when my grandfather passed away, he had 11 grandchildren, a few great-grandchildren, I forget how many.
10. By that time.
Wow.
And, there's a lot now. And I was working in the stores, and countless people came in. Some people that, I didn't even know that they knew my grandfather or had a relationship with my grandfather, and would tell me just little stories about him and how kind he was to them, 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And it was just so comforting to me, and I felt so lucky. Like, none of I obviously shared the stories with my siblings and my cousins, but, I really got to experience that firsthand, people, telling me those comforting stories. So that made me grateful for this small community. Yeah.
Dad was, and Mom, Mom's support for everything that Dad was doing, allowed a lot of the things that he did. And she was doing her own quiet, wonderful things for kids I grew up with that I didn't know until we were adults. And they said, "You know what your mother did for me when we were having a problem or something?" You'd get that. But Dad belonged to some service groups like Kiwanis. He served on school committee. He ran for selectman but did not win. But he was always participating. And he had a close relationship with Mary Flynn, who our favorite Democratic chairman in town. He was the Republican chairman. They always had only respectful discourse amongst them, and that's something you learn because, and that's the way it should be. As you were saying earlier, and it was really special. So, and that has those foundational things have helped all of us, my brothers, sisters, and my cousins in the area, because we weren't that widely represented here until our family moved to Stockbridge from Connecticut. Although we have a lot of cousins and up and down the county, which is a wonderful thing too. Yeah.
But I was thinking about the basic values and just the values that you are talking about. Hard work, the reward of that, the emphasis on service, not just a transaction. Here's
Right.
$1, here's the candy bar,
Yeah.
but more than that. And there are other values that go along with that. I mean, we were all talking about niceness and courtesy and giving the other person a chance. But now you mention another one, and that is just because you disagree politically or some other way doesn't mean you have to be disagreeable. And Nabi and Mary were there. I mean, Mary was my best friend, and the two of them were so cute together.
Right.
And they disagreed in a really entertaining way. And where is all that? I want it all back.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that, in my mind, are really what made America America.
Mm-hmm.
Respecting one another, giving everybody an equal chance, being decent.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, in our business, we that it just never comes into play. The idea just doesn't come. It has your political leanings have no relevance. You're dealing, because it's not just business. You're talking to your neighbors, and somebody who comes into town who you never met before, they want to be treated like a neighbor. And I I feel good about doing that. When somebody asks me something, somebody yesterday asked me where they should go to dinner, and they were just very happy that I gave them a good answer to that, and didn't just, I engaged them a little bit. And that's, when that happens, people, you can see the appreciation in them, in their answers, in their mind, in their eyes, and it's just, it's gratifying, and that's the way to do business, I think.
Yeah, and I think, and what I was saying about it being the underpinning of America, I mean, you think about things like all people are created equal. Well, no, we're not. I'm 5 feet tall, and you'd be very unhappy if you were 5 feet tall. And we're distinctly different, not all equal, but it is that we are equal in our unalienable rights.
Yes.
And we should be equal to decency
Sure.
in everyone else's eyes. And all those kinds of things not only make a really good business, and you've got a really good business, but they also make a really good country.
Yeah.
And it just,
Starts with the family. Starts with the family, extends to the neighborhood, the town, the village, the community, and that's, it starts at home.
Yeah. And whatever it is you're arguing about, with somebody else, the politics or the definition of, I don't know, rude or something, that's only one element.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole other person there. There's lots of things about them.
Right.
Three or four of my closest friends, who are also work associates, are very different from me politically. They happen to be great family people.
Right.
They happen to be contributors to the community. They happen to be good company. And that's only one little thing.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. The other stuff doesn't matter. It changes all the time, and what can't change is what you just pointed out.
And think of what we have in common. We all want to know where to go for dinner.
And where to get good wine and spirits and cheese. May that be part of the...
Wait a minute. This is a father's introduction to his daughter. Now, my dear, as the new boss of the works, tell us about your upcoming events.
Yeah, well, we had one last night that unfortunately, it went really well, and if you weren't there, unfortunately, you missed it. But we have an upcoming champagne event. It's a free tasting in the store on December 20th at both of our locations. Yeah.
Oh, please come.
I'll be there.
So
Yes,
lots
do.
of, some champagnes you've heard of, some maybe that you have not heard of, and that's totally free in both of our locations in Lenox and Stockbridge.
Say the date
on December 20th from 1 to 5.
All right.
That's a week from tomorrow.
Yeah,
Right.
so a good way
I know
to...
what I'll be doing a week from tomorrow.
A good way to celebrate Christmas or the holidays and the New Year. Yeah.
And see your friends.
Yes, and see your friends, exactly.
At both locations.
Yeah. There's no charge. This is all complimentary, and there's cheese and other tastes to go with it.
Oh my God, it's a Christmas party.
Yeah.
Okay, now, we were talking about tariffs, and obviously you do a business. I know you want to say something about local wines, and I'm going to get to you. But you have a lot of imported products.
We do.
What's happening with the tariffs? And you had a great answer for this. What's happening with the tariffs, and what's the Nejaime solution?
Well, even before these tariffs were in place, prices go up here and there. And some items more than others, you might see a little more increasing, but there's always, and we make an effort to always find something of really good value to our customers. So I know people tend to get a little bit stuck in their ways. Some people know what they like and they just want that one thing, but often if you try something new, you might like it just as much. And we try to be really good at recommending something that we think you'll like based on, your history of, I had this bottle and I really want this bottle. And I'll be able to say, if you like that, I think you'll like this. So there's always options. There's always adjustments to be made.
So if your favorite thing goes up in price, ask Lily at Nejaime, and she will tell you something that has a nicer price that tastes close to the same.
Yeah, or just as good. Maybe not exactly the same, but something new and different that you'll also enjoy just as much.
Well, good. Now, Dad, you want to say something about that? You have 1 minute, and we're all ears.
The American wine tasting that we had last night had wines from Oregon and California. And what I was noticing across the U.S. wines, in which we have a very deep selection of, is that they're not experiencing they're not experiencing any tariff issues. And so the values and the variety that's there, and the quality for the price, is really as good as any, and all of the European and foreign sources combined. So we have the appropriate selection of wines from every country you could imagine. But our American wine selection is unparalleled too. So that's where I have people turn to, even after I satisfy their desire for French or Italian. Then I show them comparable things. We show them comparable things from the U.S. and everybody's happy. So.
And I'm so happy. I'm so happy in having both of you. You are delightful, and may you have 61 or.
It was
60.
Almost 60.
May you have almost 60. May you have more than 60.
Yeah, actually it is 61. You're right. You did the math right.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, may you have 61 more years in Lennox and Stockbridge. We love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.